Welcome to War Games. We will get you ready for your next sales opportunity. Are you looking to win the sales battle? You have joined the right team. Here on the War Games Group, we take the strategies and mindsets from the most successful salespeople and share it with you. With our help, you won't have to fail your way to the top. When it comes to crossing the minefield of sales, step in the footprints of those that crossed before you. Prepare yourself for boot camp and beyond. It's time for War Games to begin.
Shall we play a game?
Hi, everybody. Welcome to War Games. We are live. Thanks for the adjustment in time, and you guys understand it's going to be worth it. So I'm going to bring on some VIPs so we can have a conversation really quick before I bring on our guest speaker. So Jaime, Neda, we have Amy Lee. Hello. So let's put a little space there for everybody. So when you guys, one of the things I talked about earlier was I said, let's talk about a unique selling proposition. So that was the video I put in there, which means what makes you unique to what it is you're actually trying to sell. And you have to have something that sets you aside because somebody else sells what you sell. And if somebody else sells what you sell, why do people want to deal with you? And so I'm going to tell you that you have to stop and ask yourself. So the unique selling proposition is this. It's a statement of distinct value, right? More intuitively, it provides the answers to questions like this. What do you do that no one else does? Okay, what do your existing customers choose you over the competition? Why do they do that, right? What is the one thing you specialize in? And if you could only offer 20% of what you're capable of, what would that be? What is the part that makes you feel so much better and say, that's what I can do, and I know I can consistently deliver on that? So that's what I want you guys to stop and ask yourself. Can I cut my business to 20%, and of that 20%, what is it I would want to do? Because that is instinctively me, and that's what I do. Okay. So one of the things I'm going to say is I'm going to bring up for the VIPs and introduce you to my friend, Jason Freeman. You guys saw that he had an elaborate bio that I put out there. So there's Jason. I'm going to go ahead. Jason, switch with me. There we go. Okay. So Jason and I met through Bob Donnell at a Next Level by Association, right? Jason goes over, talks to schools, talks to people, and says, I want to help you guys understand what makes you so unique, and I want you to embrace it, right? And I want you to do what makes you happy. And I think as you start to listen to Jason and we go through this, you're going to say, this is one hell of a special person. And the fact that he's out there doing this. Now, Jason's already told me I can interrupt him with the questions that pop up on StreamYard. But what we got first, Natalie's saying hello. Scott Ricard's already saying hello to everybody. Look, Amy Lee gets billing with me. What is that about, Scott? I see that, right? Luigi has joined us. Frank has joined us. He's out there in Facebook. So what I would like to do is say welcome to my friend Jason Freeman. Jason, how are you?
I'm really good.
That's fantastic. Am I still blurry, Amy Lee? I have no idea. No, because I yelled at everybody in my office the other day and I said, I'm getting my own service brought into the building. So maybe shut off some extra stuff that went through. But so I would like to say that to me, Jason has been one of those guys that, for a lack of better word, he's inspirational. Okay, when I say that. And again, that's going to put a big, heavy thing in front of him. He's like, great, now I got to go be inspirational. But you will find out that it's something that comes easy for him. And the fact that he has come down, because if you look over his right ear, for us looking to be on the left-hand side, you can see there's a picture of him. Other way, there you go.
No,
yes.
I'm pointing at me.
Yes, there's him in the background with his book, right? And so, but what I want you guys to understand, he's awkwardly awesome. And I love that. And he's embraced himself. And I want to turn it over to him and say, Jason, impart some wisdom onto the group. If anybody has questions for Jason, type them in and I will go ahead and put it here. If you're on the screen, you can just wave a second before you start interrupting. Don't just be like me. I will interrupt. That's just how I am. and we all know that.
So am I, to be clear, am I starting my presentation now?
Yeah, you're going to start your presentation now.
Okay, hey everyone, I'm Jason. Thanks so much for having me, Joe. I used to live in sunny San Diego. Now I'm living less predictable weather, South Dakota. But what you're hearing is neither a West Coast accent or a Midwestern accent. It's what's called a speech impediment. At least I used to think so.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Today I want to talk to you about how doing your imperfect best can lead to greater success.
Fantastic.
And productivity. And you might say, Jason, it sounds like a contradiction. And oh yes, it is a contradiction. And we'll get into that. But first, I'm honored to be here. Thank you so much, Joe. And I don't know what each of your weeks has been like. I have a speech impediment. I'm not a mind reader, so I don't know if you've had a week where you're like, wow, sales is awesome. Things are falling into place. People are saying yes. When people say no, it's like, oh, okay, I'll just move on. I love sales. I don't know if you've had that kind of week or if your week has been more like, oh my gosh, why did I get into sales? Why didn't I go into healthcare? Why am I not digging ditches? Anything but sales.
It's so true. We have those every month. At least 1 week of the month is that way. Yes.
And so it's also so human. It's human to be like happy and to love what we do, and at the same, and then sometimes it's human. Or not sometimes, it's human to be overwhelmed sometimes, like overwhelmed by failure sometimes. Or else, on the other hand, have you ever gotten a big opportunity to up your game and then been like, yay! Oh my gosh, I'm really overwhelmed at the same time. I mean, it's also so human. So wherever you are along the spectrum of feeling happy and feeling not happy, and like just know that I, like all of us, have been through the different emotions, and the imperfect best can apply to all of us. I like that comment that Jason makes us happy.
That was Bob Donnell. He just hasn't gone on to StreamYard.com/ StreamYard so that he can actually, or StreamYard.com Facebook, so he can actually get his name up there. But yes, that's Bob.
So I didn't recognize his Facebook user persona, but
right. Yeah. You can tell it's totally Bob when you look at the cutout. Yes.
nice.
Name up there, but yes, that's Bob. Sorry, backtrack.
So introduction to imperfect best like happens right away in life for all of us. Think about it. I mean, you probably don't remember it, but at one point we were all floating in a mother's room and like, oh, this life is perfect. This life is utopian. Then suddenly we'll be being pushed out into this cold world, and people are prodding us, and there's light, and it's like, oh my gosh, this is so imperfect, and it all happens so fast. But the complexity of this is also the best, because like being born means we get to be born and grow and learn new things. So in life, I find, I don't know about you, that imperfect and best is in each moment. And we can feel that really acutely in our chosen career.
Okay.
And if that chosen career is sales, we can feel it all the time. Like, even think of like a time when things have gone really well with a prospect, and they say, yes, thank you so much for existing. I want what you're selling. Yes, and oh yes, I can pay you right now and pay you in full. If you're honest and think back on that engagement, I mean, maybe you find that there was some imperfections, and then maybe you're like, oh, I could have said the thing just a little bit better. So there's imperfect in the best of that example, but how about when the opposite happens, like you contact this prospect and you go back and forth for 4 weeks, and you finally set up the Zoom meeting, and you're like, yay, now I can prepare for the Zoom meeting. And then you get to the Zoom meeting, and all prepared. You've spent hours at this point preparing, and you're all excited, and the prospect is kind. They come on the Zoom meeting on time, but at the end of your 45-minute presentation, and by now you spent three hours of your life on this prospect, they say, you know what? I'm just not interested. Have you ever had the moment, or doesn't that occur?
No, way more than we would like to say. Yeah.
Never mind. It never occurs for any of you. I can just wait now. Bye.
Edna loves you already, so we're good. So
cool, uplifting and fire associated with me. Thanks. I hope that means not that putting things on fire, which I'm not, but I'm.
She doesn't mean burn you at the stake. That's not what she meant.
Oh God!
No.
Thank God. And that was a much better joke for that, by the way, Joe, than what I was going with. I was kind of going down the Beavis, but it didn't work. You're quick, Joe. So, and I also wish some days I had a beard like yours, but maybe I shouldn't keep shaving then. So anyway, the question becomes, so we all face the I'm not interested, the basically the rejection, the no, and 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 how do we turn that towards the best? And let me back up. I don't say this flippantly. I say this as a man was born with lost oxygen at birth and developed a pronounced speech impediment. And for years I didn't think of the speech impediment as my unique proposition. I wasn't like, yay, I have a unique voice. People can hear me in a unique way. Wow.
Yes.
I was like, oh my gosh, the speech impediment is going to ruin me. Do you ever have those thoughts when you feel overwhelmed that, oh my gosh, this thing about me feels so imperfect right now? If only, and then we go into the if onlys, right? If only I didn't have a speech impediment. If only I sold, like, who's the best salesperson on earth? I mean,
That would be me. That'd
right?
be me. That would be me.
If
Yeah.
only I sold like Joe Ingram,
Right.
my life would be great. and that if only when we study, if only ourselves, we can talk ourselves out of what we want to do and say, oh yeah, maybe I'm just not good at this. Maybe I will go into digging ditches. And that's a really tough point for our careers, because say we want to say our careers are getting from Chicago to California. And if in California is like the height of our careers, and Chicago is just a starting place. If we decide to stop in Des Moines, Iowa, and give up on sales, we will never know what we have the power of becoming. Like, if I hid behind my shame of my speech impediment and never stepped out, I would have never done a Tedx Talk. I would have never done all the presentations I've done. Just I would have said no to that course, and I would have done something different. And same way with learning the challenging skill of sales. Sales is really challenging. I mean, no matter if we were all live and we had hours, we could each go around and talk about what we sell, and that would be great. But we don't have hours, and we're not live. But no matter what kind of sales you're doing, it can be challenging. And I love Jason. Hello, everyone. I love Jason. Keep that coming.
Yes.
It helps.
That's my best friend, Michelle. Michelle. I know she looks like Bob in the picture, but it's not Bob again. So that's Michelle. So she's quoting you now.
our limitations are a strength. So true, so true. Our limitations are a strength, and our imperfect can be made into our best if we go on the journey with it. If we don't stop and idling and give up. Sales is tough, and so you work real hard, and you get to a certain level, and you're like, yay! But then that's always the next level, and that's really challenging too. Has anyone experienced that?
All the time.
All the time.
Yes. Every time you achieve something, you want something else. And the next time you try to go for that one, you have to start all over. Go, great. Now I have to be imperfectly active again to try to get myself doing it again. So, Jason, what do you describe the imperfect actions? If you're going to go out there and say, hey, you know what? I need you guys to go out and do your imperfect best to achieve success. What does imperfect best mean to you?
I mean, imperfect best. First of all, what it doesn't mean. It doesn't mean it doesn't mean just winging it, half-assing it. I hope I can say ass on your show.
Yeah, on my show, it's expected.
Good.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
Ass.
Yes.
So first of all, imperfect best is always aiming towards the best we can be. In between the best and where we are, there's countless betters. So we prepare, but our preparation has a time limit. Have you ever over prepared for something, and you've gone on, and then you look at the calendar and you've been preparing for the thing for months, but not doing it.
Right.
And so once we prepare, we get out and we actually do the thing. We talk to we call the prospect or 10 prospects that we intend to call during the day, and we do our best, and it goes like it goes. Sometimes it goes great, sometimes it doesn't go great. But the trick is to use everything we learn from that day, the successes and the things that didn't go well, to propel us forward, to modify our strategy so we do better next time, instead of using the imperfections of the day to go, oh, you know what? I'm just going to go dig ditches. So it's always using everything to propel us forward. And you might say, Jason, there's been some really overwhelming things that have gone on in my life, and I just don't know. When I think of moving forward on those things, I'm like, it just shuts me down. That's when taking the smallest step forward comes in. It's not doing the perfect next step. It's taking an imperfect bad step. And sometimes that step is horribly not. Sometimes that step is really small, but one step towards California, it is farther towards California than going 400 miles towards New York.
True.
I mean, that's not a profound statement. I mean, you don't have to tweet that statement. That's but sometimes we talk ourselves out of taking any action because if I do this small thing, what's it going to matter? Who cares? But it leads us gradually forward. And it's a constant discipline because there's part of us that's like, oh, dude, yeah, just give it up already. And I saw the comment that says Jason is very captivating. Thanks, Amy Lee. Westerveld. Oh, you have a last name I can pronounce too. Thank you so much.
We got a lot of comments. I've just been waiting to put them up there, but so that was Michelle again, and then we got Alexander over in Ireland. Said this was great stuff, and he said it's an awesome show tonight. They all look alike.
This is an Irish blog. No, it's not. It's a speech impediment. It's I was trying for that joke, but then it just
awesome.
Just didn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
So can I leave you with three steps to think about in this process.
Please.
So say you've had an experience, either positive or negative, that's brought up lots of emotion. Reflecting on that experience is going to be powerful. So the first step is just to notice how you feel. What does the experience bring up, and just let that all be. Just notice it. And this is this can be challenging to do because we don't really like feeling like crap. So, but then after noticing, the next step is to contemplate, do I want to reframe anything? And a reframe is just thinking about something in a new way. Like I reframe my speech impediment from one of the most horrible things in my life to a superpower. And then the third step is to act on the reframe.
Okay.
To act on the reframe, it's not enough. It wasn't enough for me just to say, look, I have a speech impediment, but I'm still shy and I'm not going to do anything. Acting on the reframe meant I started speaking to audiences all across the country and all across, I mean, just Canada so far, but soon London, so sort of across the world. And again, the three steps are challenging and not the magic potion or magic bullet, whatever a magic bullet is. I just brought up bullets because this is War Games. So, but
Brilliant.
I mean, this is not the magic thing, but with practice we can become better at it, and as we become better at it, our results will improve, will become more productive, and that will lead theoretically to making more money.
Yay. We like that. We like more money.
And the very last thing, the slogan is "Do your imperfect best." Your. So not anyone else's, not what you see on TV. Do your imperfect best. And thanks so much for your attention. Please let me know if you have any comments. And I want to end the talk with a bang. So bang.
Oh, geez, man, I love you. You are great. So one of the things I want to point out, the unique selling proposition that we started with in the beginning, what makes you unique? I think you can all sit back and say, we understand what makes Jason unique. And rather than hiding from who he is, he then said, I'm going to do my imperfect best, where he challenges us to do your imperfect best, right? Amy Lee did this the other night. I'm going to pick on her because she's up here. Right? She sat back and said, I'm scared to death to go live and have a discussion with my group based on who I am. We just did this, Amy Lee. Come on now. So she get out there. She went all woo-woo in her group, and she was like, okay, do I really want to go out there and talk about the cosmic closet? I think is what she has. I have a quantum closet. She has a cosmic closet. But she came out and did the same thing, and she was like, I'm scared to go talk to everybody about this side of me. Right. And it was like, okay. But with what she did was she said, okay, I'm going to press, go live. And she did it. And you come through. The same thing happens with all of us. But rather than for us to sit back, look, we love you, Jason. That's Bob Donnell. You can tell it's still his same picture.
Yeah. Looks like Bob.
Right. But the answer is to you guys, this is what I say is so inspirational. You have somebody who has a speech impediment that sat back and said, that's not going to limit me. And as Amy Lee had stated earlier, was that, I'm going to go click on it, right? Jason is very captivating. And I found this sitting in a room with him when he was speaking to us before live. You stare at him and you listen to everything he says. And I will challenge you to say that Jason will get more of a message across than anybody else who's speaking, right, without a speech impediment. And I love it because everything he says, I'm writing notes and I'm like, yes. I mean, his jokes aren't that funny. Come on. But the rest of it is all gold. He brought bullets to war games. That to me is just genius at that point, right? And that's what I look at and I say, again, he's taking who he is and he's unapologetically him. He's awkwardly awesome, as his book says. And I would suggest you all go get his book, right, on Amazon. And so, or do you have a website for it, Jason? Is it easier to get it to your website?
It's actually free on my website, which is jasonwfreeman.com.
Wow. He said it's free.
And by the way, that's like the worst way to present a free book and a speech. I didn't hype it up in the least. I mean, like listen to what I did, and I advise you to please do something else. Do anything else.
That was not the best sale in the sales group. That's correct. It's not, but we will take it as such. So, guys, he said you can have his book for free. So that's pretty awesome, I'm going to say, right? Because again, who's going to say no to free? You'd be lame to say no to free. But so jasonwfreeman.com, go there to get Awkwardly Awesome, the book that's there. Because again, you learned a lot from Jason. And I challenge you to say, isn't it because you had to pay attention? And where is it that we're not paying attention in our life? And where is it that we're letting other things go? And that's what Jason brings back. I mean, every time Jason posts on Facebook or something, I'm like, I got to pay attention. And it's not that I have to pay attention to what he's saying. I'm saying he reminds me that I get lost in my head too often and I don't pay attention. And I think I already know what the person's going to say. And with Jason, you don't get that luxury.
So Joe, are you saying what I say on Facebook is a nonsense? But
Yeah.
it reminds
Yeah.
you to pay attention.
Right.
Yeah, that's
Right.
comforting.
Yes,
That's
there's no value in it. It's just, other than what I assign outside.
The guy's clever, Joe. You got to give him credit. He is clever AF.
Oh yeah, but you see it works. It's like boom, here it comes. I see it because he squints first, and I'm like, he's coming at me. Here he comes. It hit him, and he's coming. He's coming. But no. Amy Lee said your timing is impeccable. She could have just said it right now when she unmuted, but she didn't. She typed it instead.
Could I hear you say that out loud? Actually, Amy, that will be good for my ego.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that your timing is impeccable. And I think that the way that you listen to what somebody's saying and then come up with a really clever quip, it's not everybody can do that. And I love how dry your humor is because I really enjoy dry humor. So like you say something totally deadpan, but it's like, wow, like he really just dotted that sentence. Like as much as, there might be that impediment, like the intellect is there. And that's what I really love about a speaker. So.
Thank you. Thank you. I really hope you all have gotten something out of this time for yourselves. I know it has been really good for my ego.
Right. So yeah, look, and here's another compliment. That's good. So, right, everybody, let's take care of Jason's ego. He just gave you a free book. What is wrong with you people? Yes. So.
Oh, and then also on my website again, now how to present it is my newsletter, which I'm very proud of, and you can take a newsletter test drive right here. And again, when you have something to sell, present it exactly in the opposite way that I presented this, and you'll be golden.
So I'm going to say everybody needs to jump over to jasonwfreeman.com if you found any value in what he's provided today. And I would say get his book, right? And in his book, it's not Audible. It's a book. Come on now. Get his book. Read the book, look at it, and now what he said was go in there and get yourself... Guys, he's giving you a free test drive of his newsletter. You want to listen to more of what Jason has. Bob Donnell, with his little cutout, says, I've told him for years to create a course on how to have or use a speech impediment will pay. Right?
We were both speaking at an event in Houston, I think, and he told me that on the drive to the airport. It was so fun.
I mean, if every motivational speaker came out with a speech impediment, their message would get across even better. And Jason could be the one that teaches them what to do. That's brilliant. It is brilliant. I love it. So I want to say thank you, Jason, because you came in, you poured your heart out to us. We all got a lot of what you were saying and what you shared with us. You offered us a free book and a free test drive of the newsletter. Thank you for that. You didn't have to do that. And so we are grateful for you for putting that together. And so another comment, Miss Farha says, I'll let you read it. I don't have to read it out loud.
Because you like the sound of the speech impediment. Oh yeah, I don't have to read it out loud either. I can read it to myself. Oh yeah, thank you so much.
So
thank you. Oh, and can I just tell you the first tip in speaking with a speech impediment?
Please.
Number one is talk really slowly. So just that's your homework. Just in random conversation, and especially when you're trying to impress a prospect, just start off in your normal voice, and at an awkward moment, start talking like at half speed. they'll think you maybe had a stroke or something, but really what you're doing is you're practicing having a speech impediment.
That's fantastic. Jaime's going to do this on the next Zoom meeting. I know that. He's just going to start off. He'll start talking, and then you just shut down and go slow. I love it.
He's had triple bypass. I can blame it on that.
Yes, exactly. So, but perfect. Thank you, everybody. We're coming up on 3 p.m. Again, Jason, thank you so much. Put down below, you'll see scrolling on the bottom that you get jasonwfreeman.com/sample it. We'll get you that one. That is Bob Donnell that was laughing there. You can tell in the picture he's laughing too.
Bob Donnell spends a lot of his days laughing at me. That's okay.
Yeah, he actually laughed with a speech impediment, which was really good. I think he implied it right away. So, but perfect. Jason, thank you so much. Everybody else, I'm going to go ahead and end this broadcast, but I'm going to end it the same way we always do. And I'm going to say what? Go out and sell something. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks.